Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. Well, it's interesting, too, because this weather segment brought to you by Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly. Got to tell you what, if you've been camping this summer, you know all too well how special it is to be around family, around the fireplace, around the fire. And if you had some chocolate, you had some marshmallows, perhaps maybe even some graham crackers, you know where I'm going. S'mores are delicious when you're around the campfire anytime in the summertime. But I can tell you this, s'mores aren't just at the campsite. You can actually pick them up at a Weigel's near you. In fact, I could tell you this, what's awesome is the introduction of the Weigel's S'mores Milk. Taste it now. It's available for a limited time. It's yummy, it's creamy, but it is a nostalgic flavor of marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. In every sip, Weigel's S'mores Milk. Pick up a bottle today. Very happy to have Weigel's as a sponsor. By the way, it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. They also have the truly dynamic duo peanut butter chocolate milk. Is just better with Weigel's. I want to thank them for their support, but also want to bring you up to speed on the rain and also Idalia, now a hurricane. Want to get right to that here in a second, but we're not dealing with hurricane rains. We're just dealing with, well, I guess associated with a stalled front type of rains coming up from the south. Maryville's getting wet this morning. They've just added now a aerial flood advisory for parts of Monroe County south of Madisonville. So there can be some locally heavy rain today, but this will fill in over time. The chance of rain today is about 80%. So don't be surprised that you may need the umbrella. Pack it in the car. Keep it close by. It won't rain the whole time, but there is the downpour potential. And you can see all those flash flood warnings in Burgundy in northern Georgia. Those little red boxes or polygons do represent flash flooding, flash flood warnings. So it has had a history of a lot of rain in areas to our south. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, Tropical Storm Idalia is no longer a tropical storm. If you look closely enough at the bottom of your screen there, you see her spinning at the bottom of your screen near the Florida Keys. At least some of the rain bands already beginning to show up, but this will make landfall later tonight. Winds are now at 75, so Idalia is now officially a hurricane as of 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern time. This is the track it's taking. Will likely become a major hurricane, which we define in the weather community as 3 or higher. So a Category 3, 4, or 5. Franklin's a 4, but he's in the middle of the Atlantic, which we'll look at here moments from now. But this is a Category 3, as you can see, about midnight tonight with winds of 120. Now we're talking about storm surge. That's going to be about 8 to 12 feet. That's the real killer, is the storm surge that parts of Florida will be embracing later tonight, but about 4 to 7 feet for Tampa Bay proper. If you have family around St. Petersburg, around Tampa, those are the areas that could pick up 4 to 7 feet in terms of storm surge. But look at the track. It does downgrade from a 3 to a 1, but it will likely make landfall as a Category 3. This is going to do a lot of damage. Now, last Friday, around 5 o'clock, I posted a picture of this. It is probably between Apalachicola and Tampa. That we'd have a storm. 24 hours later, it was suddenly declared a tropical depression number 10. And then next day, Sunday, around 11:15 Eastern time, it became Idalia. So now we're looking at a storm that, if it's never too early to plan, because I know many of you might have family down here, you might also have family in the beaches, you might be headed to the beach, maybe you still have family, because Labor Day weekend is this weekend. This will be long gone before Labor Day weekend, but look at that. Savannah, Charleston, 2 a.m., 60-mile-an-hour winds. Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. We're going to look at this a little more closely here in a mere moments, but I just wanted to give you the bird's eye view of where this storm is and where it's going here in the next few hours and next few days, because by Saturday, this thing's long gone, and Labor Day, we'll see hardly a cloud in the sky. Meanwhile, temperatures 72 degrees right now in Knoxville, 73 in Nashville, 71 degrees in Memphis. And if you look at our current readings around the region, basically it's 70 in Johnson City right now. Another closer look here would put us at 72 in Knoxville, 70 Morristown, and 68 in Crossville. I want to say good morning to you. Thank you for your support for Weigel's, but glad to have you here. If you have a comment, let me know. Fred says, good morning, David. Rainy day in Maryville, grabbing Weigel's coffee. Thank you very much, Fred, for your support. Weigel's loves it too. Good rainy morning, says Felicia from South Knoxville. We need rain, but don't think I'm taking the kiddos on a hike today. Probably not a good idea. Good morning, coffee from Alice. Have a good day. Stay safe. I'm also on YouTube. So we're doing the dual Facebook Live, YouTube Live. If you're on YouTube, I got some notes. Good morning, Steve Stone. I've got 4 people watching here. Check me out. Follow me on YouTube. It's good morning. Everyone have a safe Tuesday, says Marilyn Bell. And I got Need 97 says, good morning on a soggy day. Well, it may not be soggy everywhere right now, but eventually I think we have an 80% chance that we get wet and we get some rain. That's not associated directly from Idalia, clearly, but it's an atmospheric traffic jam. Let's call it what it is. 72 degrees in Knoxville. We have dew points around 70. And I'm looking at Jonesville. That's not reporting, but we can interpolate real quickly and see that they're sticky too. Their dew points are in the upper 60s, so the humidity is not going away, at least not today, but you will feel a difference as we get into tomorrow and Thursday. How about some visual proof of that? That's a bold statement to say we're going to get rid of the humidity. There's a hurricane coming. Well, it's not going to really get here. If we get some drizzle tomorrow, that's generous. Knoxville proper, drizzle tomorrow, that's generous. Maybe for the Smokies, sure. Higher hilltops may still find some showers tomorrow, but it's only in the effort as it moves eastward, as we'll see. But look at the humidity in green. That's the stuffy air. That's midday today. It looks like it gets worse rather than better. Dew points could be upper 60s, low 70s for most of the day. 5 o'clock this afternoon, looks like this. By 11 o'clock tonight, there's no humidity in Nashville, but somewhere when you get to Cookeville and head east, Knoxville, it's still sticky tonight at 11 o'clock as evening storms and showers will linger tonight. Once they move away, here's tomorrow morning. It's still sticky in the Smokies, but it's getting much better for Oneida. Boy, it feels good in Crossville tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Well, all the humidity associated with Idalia still parked over the Carolinas. Then we go into Wednesday, and then it's like we're home free. We have no humidity to talk about, hardly any clouds to talk about. We'll have some high clouds tomorrow with drizzle possible Wednesday, but really, look at this, Friday, really not much in the way of humidity, all things considered. Our winds right now are 7 miles an hour at the airport. I'm expecting variable to south 3 to 8. 3 to 8 for most of the day today, not that windy, even though Hurricane Idalia is in the news. I thought it was a hurricane. Well, that's down there, we're up here. That's kind of one of those situations. But a lot of clouds will spill northward today, so that's where we're going to continue to track this rain. Mentioned some flash flooding currently going on in northern Georgia this morning. They had quite a bit of rain overnight, and so they're having to feel the consequence of that. It's not raining everywhere, but the sunrise, sunset today will include some clouds, a little bit hazy sun. Sun's up at 7:05. I'll be done. Long before that, I hope to be done here at the top of the hour. But the sun sets now at 8:08, so we are losing minutes on the day. Heading off to school this morning, I do expect some rain showers to be greeting some of the students, but a better chance for this afternoon. Just the way it goes. Temperatures will be in the 70s, 74 at 10, 79 at 2, and just how warm do you think we can get today? With a little bit of hazy sun, I got us at 81, 79 in Morristown, 76 in Crossville. So here is your local forecast for this Tuesday, the 29th of August. Can you believe it? We've already we've been counting fogs, but there hadn't been too much fog to look at this morning. Allergies today really aren't going to be that big of a problem. With all the rain in the atmosphere, ragweed kind of gets a little inhibited, comes down a little bit. Not everybody senses that, but it's temporal, it's temporary. But we do expect ragweed to be on the lower side when we've got all the clouds and rain. Now, it'll come racing back tomorrow. Don't think it's gone, but it will be coming back. By the way, if you haven't discovered my YouTube channel address, here it is on the screen, youtube.com. It's a slash and an at. I put that in yellow, and then Captain Accurate. But speaking of YouTube, I come back and say hello to you. I see Steve. I got how many people? I got 4 people watching on YouTube. I got Steve Stone saying good morning. Marilyn Bell is there, as well as Need 97. Felicia says Knox County schools are out today. I forgot about that. Good point. I forgot about that. That's right. They have the voting, so there's no school for Knox County. Thank you, Felicia, for reminding me. Becky says, woohoo, no humidity. That's coming. That's coming. And Carrie says, good morning. Everyone stay safe and have a blessed day. Nicole says, good morning from Tampa. Oh, how I miss Knoxville right now. Prayers, please. Absolutely. Nicole, I expect about 4 to 7 feet storm surge for Tampa Bay and St. Pete. But it could be a lot higher, 8 to 12 feet for storm surge if you're north of Cedar Key. So really, the sweet spot's going to be between Apalachicola and Cedar Key for landfall later tonight. That's my expectation. Let's get back to the tropics, because this is the playing field, the tropical playing field. There's a couple of disturbances the hurricane is watching, the hurricane center, excuse me. They have a 50% chance something off the coast of Africa forms and gets a name, and then a 30% chance, second when they're in yellow. But we already have 2 hurricanes on the tropical playground, and it's not a good scene. I mean, Franklin would normally steal the headlines because he's a Category 4 right now. Idalia just became a Category 1, but Idalia is going to take all the oxygen out of the room because that's all the news is going to talk about, because Idalia is going to hit the United States where Franklin will not. That's good news for us, maybe not good news for Canada for parts of Franklin. There's Franklin spinning, well-defined eye. The imagery that you see off of Cuba, Cuba's been getting battered by Idalia already, but it's going to be working toward areas north of Tampa. Let me show you what this looks like. Now again, these winds are colored in yellow for tropical storm force, and where you might see some orange is hurricane force, but these might be underplayed. I think the Hurricane Center is right on the mark. They're over the target. This will be a Category 3 most likely when it makes landfall. But look at the definition. This is 5:15 this afternoon, and then it projects it right in here. Look how the colors go from yellow to orange. Is this not descriptive? Now, again, northeast of the center is where the worst of the winds may be. Now, Tampa's going to get all that wind coming up from the south. So if you have a cup of coffee, a Weigel's cup of coffee, and you try and blow on it, it's like pushes all the coffee to that side of the cup. That's what's going to happen to Tampa Bay. All that wind and water is going to rise from south to north and affect areas in the Tampa Bay area. But watch this, just right into town, right just south and east of Tallahassee, right between Cedar Key and Apalachicola. Now, it's over toward Valdosta, if I said that right, 1:15 tomorrow afternoon. Heads towards Savannah. Certainly the winds are battering the beaches of Georgia and eventually into South Carolina. The winds in yellow are the strongest in here. And you can see the circulation center west of Savannah at 8:45 tonight, or Wednesday night, excuse me, that's Wednesday night, 8:45 Wednesday night. And then we go into, say, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Wrightsville Beach. They get battered in the wee hours of Thursday morning. And this wind continues around Myrtle Beach toward Jacksonville. Hopefully this gives you the sense of what we're going to see over here, but it's just not affecting us in East Tennessee. But I know a lot of us have family, would like to vacation in these spots. This is what they're going to be dealing with for the next couple of days. So please keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Hurricane Category 3 would be 111 or stronger. And you can see the two words that are associated with a Category 3, that's devastating damage. No doubt they're going to have that every bit with the Saffir-Simpson sale. Another look at the rainfall. As you can see, we're not really in the crosshairs. How could we expect rain on Wednesday? We're not. We're not. I've had a couple of questions come to me. I've fielded several questions on Facebook the last couple of days. I said, drizzle, possible? They said, is Knoxville going to get a lot of this? No, I wouldn't put that expectation on you at all. Tell me when and how this rain's going to make it to Knoxville. Looks like it maybe brushes the Smokies, but it bypasses us to the south and to the east. So we get left with very few clouds in the days that follow. By the way, the future rainfall can really put this heavy rain about 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even some locally 12-inch amounts in purple and white across parts of Florida. It stretches across the Carolinas. So power outages will be a big story. Flooding will be a big story. And, of course, the storm surge off the chart for many areas in Florida. Idalia shows up like this on the spaghetti plots. What are spaghetti plots? They're individual models. And when they start to group together, where they start to cluster is between Apalachicola and Cedar Key. So there's high confidence that landfall is here. And for those who haven't boarded up or haven't moved away, I think it's interesting that we had Ian, the eye storm last year, and we have Idalia, the eye storm this year, hitting the same area around Florida. It's not Fort Myers, it's further north, but it's unfortunate. I mean, we live for the iPhone, iTunes. Now we had Ian and Idalia. Well, something about the eye. I don't know what it is. Keep an eye. The eye of the hurricane. It's going to roll right over these areas. And there's always a straggler. People like to say, well, this model takes it toward Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, we can dismiss that. I think we can take the cluster or the grouping and say this is probably where it's going to go. And this is one of the many tools, and I say many tools, the Hurricane Center has at their disposal. Speaking of hurricanes, here's Hurricane Franklin. Hurricane Franklin is a Category 4. He moves up like so and will not be so much of an issue for us. But he may create a lot of high surf up toward Canada and even help maybe create more surf along the beaches. But it's interesting, this storm continues on with 60-mile-an-hour winds as it heads well west of Europe, even by the time we reach Sunday of next week. So Hurricane Franklin, winds of 140 right now. And if we've gone through now Harold and Idalia, that means Jose and Katia are the next two names on the list. It's not out of the question to see more development. We usually see an uptick in hurricane season between the 20th of August and the 10th of September. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the s'mores milk from Weigel's, I hope you'll do so. It's yummy, it's delicious, and it's creamy, and it's available now for a limited time. If you want a treat on this, what will be a rainy day at times, pick up a bottle of this delicious chocolate milk with a little hint of marshmallow and graham crackers. It's delicious. I can tell you this, it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better with its Tennessee cows. And I also love the truly dynamic duo peanut butter chocolate milk, one of the many great flavors that Weigel's produces. So check it out. And if you need a cup of coffee on this with a rainy day, you can grab that up too. If you're new to East Tennessee, they can take care of you greatly with fill up your tank, but also grab some of the hot coffee that they have available as well. By the way, as we look at the future Sahara dust, I like to show this because where you see dark brown is where the winds have kicked up the dust in Africa, and some of it will be working its way across the Atlantic, which may inhibit some of the storms that potentially form or disturbances. We'll watch and see that if it plays any role in the near future. Headline: showers and storms today. It is 6:55. My goal is to be done in about 5 minutes. When I was on traditional TV, I could do it in 3. Oh, you did it in 3 minutes? Yeah, I didn't have the pleasure of asking and checking in with you, but I could do that here. Wanda Post says, are there any bad storms today? Probably not bad, no. Not severe. Just some gully washers for some. Maybe even I mentioned an aerial flood advisory right now for parts of Monroe County south of Madisonville. But there will be some locally heavy rain today. Linda Rice says, good morning, David, from Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. Linda, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Denise says, waiting for low humidity ahead. And Felicia reminding me that Knox County school students are out of school today, which is great. And if you're on YouTube, I've got 8 people now watching. Diane says, good morning. This is cool on YouTube. Love to have you on YouTube. And subscribe. It's very easy. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe to me on YouTube, but I do have subscribers on Facebook, and they do actually pay me to give them a little extra information, which you can discover at CaptainAccurate.com. High clouds tomorrow. That's all Idalia clouds, but there could be some drizzle early morning, and then less humid Sunday on Thursday. If we see rain tomorrow in the Smokies, that's just going to be kind of like Idalia moving away. A couple of showers may flare up in the higher hilltops. We're talking LeConte, we're talking Klingman's Dome, and then it's out of here, and the humidity goes away with it for Thursday. All right, right now at 6:56, 71 degrees, no wind to speak of, dew point 69. So it is a bit sticky. Precipitation chances, oh, that's kind of skewed. Are you sure about that? You got 80% today like nothing. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, that was intentional, right? We're heading into Labor Day weekend. You're going like, there's not much to talk about. Maybe some humidity, maybe some ragweed. That'll come back tomorrow and in the days to follow. But the precipitation chances are heavily skewed today, associated with a stalled boundary. Average high this time of year is 87. I expect to reach about 81. And yesterday, by the way, we hit 87 degrees in Knoxville, but it was 81 in Oak Ridge. I mean, there was a 6-degree difference yesterday. 87 Knoxville, 81 Oak Ridge. Isn't that weird? That's kind of how it's been. And the day before, it was even weird. It was like 94 in Knoxville. It was like 89 in Oak Ridge. We've been at like 7, 8 degrees difference just from Oak Ridge to Knoxville. Try forecasting that every day. That's kind of a challenge. But I can tell you this, upper 70s, low 80s are what most of us can expect here on a Tuesday. Storm Prediction Center. Our friend Wanda Poe asked about severe weather. Where's it going to be? Well, you can imagine it's in Florida. All thanks to Idalia, who is approaching Florida. There's still some hot spots. It looks like I could highlight up here in the Pacific Northwest, Missoula, Spokane. They might get some isolated severe storms, but the big story nationally will be the concern for tornadoes, Tampa, Sarasota. Some spin-up tornadoes could occur, and isolated severe storms in other parts of the Sunshine State. We've got general thunderstorms highlighted in light green here. So we're not, I repeat, not expecting severe weather. Tomorrow, really that grows along the Carolinas. We're talking about the possibility of tornadoes here. So from Gainesville, Jacksonville, all the way up toward Hilton Head and up toward Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, there could be some scattered severe storms. But you'll notice Knoxville, out of the fray, is out of the mix. Tomorrow we have a dry day outside of maybe some drizzle. And then we go into Thursday, well, there's really not much to see at all because it looks pretty quiet all across the country. Maybe a few thunderstorms that may remain in the far south and east. All right, let's get to the futurecast here at 6:59. Notice it gets a little rainy with this front that's stalling here. Oh, it's rainy at noon. It looks like some areas, but not everywhere. It just depends on how slow moving this front is. So we've got the potential for probably about a ½ inch of rain on average for most of us today. We go into Wednesday, I don't see anything. Maybe some drizzle, but look at this. This model doesn't even bring it into the Smokies. It stays further east. And that's where the problems will continue to be, where power will be lost. And you can see the hurricane there, or its tropical storm marker there, comes up across the Carolinas and exits stage right. So that's where we'll be. Certainly a beautiful looking extended forecast, but we got to get through today's rain, and thoughts and prayers for our neighbors to the south and east with Idalia. Futurecast here shows some of the rain stretching in. Look how heavy it is in red. Maryville, Sevierville, that's 9:30 this morning potentially. Maybe a few more flare-ups in red. Tellico Plains, possibly Loudoun County at midday today. It slides across areas around Kingston, 5 o'clock today. Athens, so some downpours, not everywhere, but everybody has a good chance of getting some rain showers today. And you can see as we move into tomorrow morning, many of us will wake up into the mid to upper 60s. That got us down to about 67 tonight, Knoxville, starting the day tomorrow. And high clouds will prevail. They may not show up well in this model, but they're associated with Idalia. Temperatures tomorrow should make it toward a run at least toward 84. That's my expectation. So temperatures by Thursday morning, oh, that's the sweet spot. Mark your calendar, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock Thursday morning. No humidity, temperatures near 61 degrees. You're going, life is sweet. They'll be in the 50s, mid-50s in Cumberland County, Crossville. Something to look forward to, no doubt. All right, 7 o'clock, it is time for your forecast. Clouds, hazy sun, showers and storms today. Winds about 3 to 8 miles per hour. High around 77 Wartburg, 79 for La Follette, Middlesboro, and 82 for Newport. These are my numbers that I expect for your day today with an 80% chance of rain. 86 in Nashville, 85 in Memphis, 79 in Asheville if you're headed toward the Biltmore, 67 for a low temperature tonight as evening storms will linger as they exit stage right. Humid, though, that stays the same tonight. 65 for Oak Ridge, a little bit less humid for the Plateau, 59 Crossville, 58 Jamestown. But low temperatures tonight, about 67 for Maryville, Alcoa, as well as Greenville to start your day on Wednesday. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee with Labor Day in view. Ooh, is that a Labor Day marker you got there? I do. I got it on there. Hang with me. 84 for Wednesday, Thursday. 88 on Saturday. I have a run toward 90. It's still swimming pool weather by the time we get toward the Labor Day holiday. So if you're doing some cooking out, on the grill, having a good time, temperatures will feel more like summer, and the humidity won't be necessarily as tropical as the 70-degree dew points, but mid-60s will take that, as temperatures will be getting gradually warmer as we round out the holiday weekend. Again, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the s'mores milk, it is available for a limited time. It's so yummy. And when you pick up a bottle, tell them Captain Accurate sent you. Introducing Weigel's s'mores milk, available for a limited time. If you're craving a campfire classic with a twist, introducing the s'mores milk. It is delicious. The creamy concoction of marshmallow, graham crackers, and chocolate in every sip. And by the way, it's just better when it's fresh. When farm to store in 24. Also, what's delicious I love about it is that you can pick up. It's just better with Tennessee cows and the truly dynamic duo peanut butter chocolate milk. Thank you so much for being here. Let me come back over here. I'm going to see the forecast. 80s today. Well, struggling to get there, but certainly 80s for much of the rest of the week. As I say, good morning to you. Gail says it's drier air coming. Yahoo! Love it. Got 5 people still watching on YouTube, and we come over here on Facebook. Wanda says, I got to get back on your premium service. I hear about getting a bad winter, ? But I want to see what you say. You're the best weatherman. Thank you, Wanda. You're very kind. Darcy says, have a blessed Tuesday. It's overcast, and it's spitting rain here in Ray County. Lana Johnson saying, good morning. Nice rain in Kodak. Have a great day. Thank you, Lana. Thank you, Darcy. Thank you, Wanda. Anyway, again, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the s'mores chocolate milk, it is delicious, the s'mores milk at Weigel's. But very thankful for you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.